Hello, my name's Chris from freeenglishtips.com. Today's video is going to be about the PTE repeat sentence, part of the speaking test within the PTE exam. Repeat sentence requires you to listen to a sentence and just repeat it. My personal opinion is that repeat sentence is one of the most difficult parts of the speaking exam. The reason for that is that it tests your memory. If you don't have a good memory, this is not going to be very easy for you. In fact, it doesn't really test your English very much. It is testing your memory more. So in today's video, I want to talk about some tips on how to improve, and then I have 15 practice questions for you. After each question, we'll think about how did you do and how could you improve. So let's first look at my tips. My tips are: don't make notes during the exam. The reason for that is that it could confuse you, and you only have 3 seconds after you hear the audio for you to speak before the microphone turns off. If you really struggle, my advice for you is to invent words which sound the same as the words that you heard, or maybe fit within a context. What you shouldn't do is have silence. Silence will score you 0 marks. However, some words that you invent may score you some marks. And really focus on words that you remember. It doesn't matter if you get them in the wrong order. We assume that PTE will be giving you some marks for any correct words that you say, even if they're in the wrong order, but we can't guarantee that. So let's try. I've got 15 questions for you. In the test, you will have 3 seconds to begin speaking after you hear, before the microphone switches off. Let's do the first one. Number 1. Contrary to popular belief, the university is performing well. Okay, how did you do here? Which words did you hear? At the beginning of the text, there was contrary to. That's a really important phrase that you need to remember. Contrary to. And at the end of the text, it was the university is performing well. The middle parts are going to be the most difficult. Let's have a look at the text. Contrary to popular belief, the university is performing well. Let's try number 2. The seminar will run for 2 semesters. How did you do here? Which words did you hear? Do you remember the word seminar and semesters? Well, the correct answer is the seminar will run for 2 semesters. Let's do number 3. It's not easy to achieve a first-class degree in this subject. Which words did you hear and remember? Did you hear the word degree? Maybe even first-class degree. At the beginning of the text, it was, it's not easy. So let's look at the text. It's not easy to achieve a first-class degree in this subject. That was a difficult one. Let's try number 4. The popularity of the new course will depend on the teachers. How did you do here? Which words did you hear? Did you hear the word popularity? New course. Try to remember dependent prepositions such as depend on. So depend on. Depend on the teachers. The popularity of the new course will depend on the teachers. This is a good time for me to remind you that when you're doing your practice, you should always try to record yourself and listen back to see how you do. It's also a really good idea to record yourself using the dictation software so that you can know how the computer is typing your words that you hear. Let's try number 5. By failing to prepare for the exam, you run the risk of having to resit. This was a long one. How did you think? What did you do? And which words did you remember? Failing, exam, run the risk. The sentence was, by failing to prepare for the exam, you run the risk of having to resit. This was a sentence which is probably at the long end. So in the exam, they say you can have a text up to maybe 15 words. So this was quite a long one. Let's do number 6. The term will conclude at the end of May. Which verb did you hear in this sentence? Which verb was in the sentence? It was actually the word conclude. So the term will conclude at the end of May. Let's try number 7. Despite its profitability, the restaurant decided to close its doors. What did you hear here? Did you hear the word profitability? At the end of the sentence, we had to close its doors. Despite its profitability, the restaurant decided to close its doors. Let's try number 8. Meetings of the faculty take place on the 3rd Tuesday of every month. Which words did you hear here? Did you hear faculty? 3rd Tuesday? The correct sentence was, meetings of the faculty take place on the 3rd Tuesday of every month. Let's try number 9. It is safe to say the students could have done better in their assignments. This one was quite difficult because of the grammar. At the beginning of the sentence we had, it is safe to say, but we also had, could have done better. The sentence was, it is safe to say the students could have done better in their assignments. Let's try number 10. It is a constant struggle to balance study and social life. Which words did you hear here? Did you hear constant struggle? Balance? Social life? Social life is a collocation. It is a constant struggle to balance study and social life. Let's try number 11. Besides studying, students are encouraged to get a work placement. Which words did you get here? Besides, encouraged, work placement. Here's the sentence. Besides studying, students are encouraged to get a work placement. Number 12. The opening hours of the library are from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. So this text was about a library and the opening times. Did you hear what time it was? So the correct sentence was, the opening hours of the library are from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Number 13. Medicine is one of the most competitive undergraduate courses. Which words did you hear? Did you hear competitive? Undergraduate courses? Which subject was it? Was it medicine? Yes, it was. Medicine is one of the most competitive undergraduate courses. Number 14. Coursework can no longer be submitted on printed paper. I heard coursework, submitted, printed paper. Coursework can no longer be submitted on printed paper. And the last one, number 15, is quite long, so be prepared. Should you wish to know more about deadlines, send an email to your course supervisor. Which words do you remember? Course supervisor, deadlines, email. It's always a good opportunity to remember the nouns in the sentence. They may help you a lot. The correct sentence is, should you wish to know more about deadlines, send an email to your course supervisor. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, read aloud is really based on memory. But you should always remember that the texts and the audios of PTE Academic are usually academic. I know that sounds very simple, but a lot of the language and the vocabulary in read aloud and in write from dictation in the listening is related to academia. So words like coursework and deadlines and study, they're really useful to know. I hope you found this video useful. If you liked it, give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more PTE videos. Good luck everyone.